Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and I picked up Project Cars for Xbox One today. And I don't know about you, but for me, I couldn't get the car to steer properly at all. The feedback was just way off even after I calibrated the wheel. So I'm just going to show you how I got mine set up for right now. It's not perfect, I haven't scoured through the forums yet and wasted hours, but just to get you at least to where you can drive the car. It might not be perfect for you, and it's going to vary always, no matter how easy it is. But when you go into your controller here, now when you go over to controls, I would say that most of this doesn't need touched. I think all this is about default. Take your dead zone out. Steering sensitivity, which you may or may not be able to see that. That might change things a little bit, but I'm going to keep it at 50. And I thought that I read that the speed sensitivity had to do with controllers, so this tab here might just be for controllers. And then I have my force feedback turned up to 100, and I haven't touched any of this. So that's just this one part. So when you go back to controls, and you press your gas pedal, and then you get your force feedback. I put the tire force up to 115, and I think I left all this other stuff alone because I just don't understand any of this. And I've watched a few videos on it. Inside Sim Racing probably has some of the best. I gotta turn this down. This menu music is pretty loud on this game. So I tried to understand what I could from what he did, but I just don't want to mess with this because it would be too hard to fix. Because say you adjust this, you can't fix this. You'd have to go into your session, then exit it and come back to this menu to adjust this. So I'm going to leave everything the way I did, and I'm going to show you how I tailored it to me, at least for now, until I can get some definite people that know what they're doing, that can tell me how to change those values. But just go to practice, and I already have this set up. I like to use Bathurst because I used to play it on Gran Turismo and then on Forza, so I was kind of familiar with it. And the Lancer Evolution is probably one of the more capable cars to do it without being out of control, to get a good taste for just driving without going over the limit. So this is where the adjustments will be made once this boots up here. So you're going to go to Edit Tuning Setup, and for me I pretty much already have everything set up how I want. So you move your paddle over, and Master Scale, I believe it's set to, if we can get in focus here, I believe it's set to 26, and I think a lot of what you do comes down to that, because the wheel feels pretty dead without it. So I moved it all the way up to 200, that's as far as it goes, and it puts a lot of life, but you just hear too much. Almost sounds like gears clicking, even though this is a belt driven. If you had the DFGT or the G27, you'll hear that, because it just seems to put too much stress on the motor, so I didn't want to keep it there. And to me it seems like 50. I went to 100, or I went 250, 75, then 50, down to 0, and you feel 0. 26 wasn't enough. And again, 50, 75, 100, they all kind of felt the same, so I just figured I'll leave it on 50 in case it does change something. I don't want to be you put too much force on the motor, because you just never know if these Thrustmaster wheels, some are unreliable. The FX scale, I moved it way up to 174 because from what I've read, the PS4 seems to have strong force feedback, and the Xbox, at least in my case, was definitely weak. I mean, the car was just, it just felt like kind of like a boat. It was just so loose, and it would just go all over the place with barely even turning the wheel. It felt too sloppy. So I moved it all the way up to 174, and I could probably even go higher. So the FX scale, the FY scale, the FZ scale, and the MZ scale. And I just did these all together, so if you went through them a little bit more, but I wanted to keep everything even, I could probably even crank it up to about 180, 190, and it would probably still feel comfortable. But this is a good place to still get feedback within the turns and such without it being too much. So I think it would be a good place to start. I turned all the smoothing off, and then the arm angle, I really didn't notice much. I think it's supposed to have a noticeable effect on just kind of, I guess it would kind of be like, I'm not sure if it would be like dampening or what, but it should make a big difference if it's low to high. There should be more stiffness and rigidity, and then the opposite at high. But I really didn't notice that. I think the default was 1500, so I put it up to 1800. And what you'll do then, why cancel, because I already have one. Then you'll go to Again, I'm doing this one-handed here. So drive, and I really don't like this auto drive here. I wish you could just drive it out because it just feels weird. So right now, I'm not, and you'll feel it immediately when you first get, this wheel is so hard to turn, really hard. Now, wait, now when we switch to, you can see it. Now the wheel is pretty easy to turn now. So the feedback seems to really kick in to what your settings are. And again, I'm doing this one-handed, so I can't really shift. But now it's pretty good. I'm not feeling all the rumble strips, whether they just didn't program all of them, or maybe, I don't know. But if you turn that master scale up, you really feel them where they are, where they do work at least. If you go off, you'll definitely feel more vibration, and that helps for me. Again, the wheel's a lot easier to turn. So hopefully that'll at least get you started and get you set up. You're going to want to try things more tailored to yourself, but at least that made it from where it was just all over the place and loose and dead to kind of feels like you have control of the car, and it just feels right now, at least for me. So if I can find more information or get something better set up, I might delete this and put up another one. But hopefully that was at least enough to get you started and get you be able to race in this game. And I'd like to get a little further and obviously test it and see how I like it, but I can't do anything yet. I haven't even participated in a race yet because I at least want to get my wheels set up, and I'm running without any assists. So if you have them on, I don't know if that would change your feedback, but for me, I'm running at 900 degrees rotation, calibrated wheel with those force feedback settings. Then if you want to go back to tune them again, you go to return to the pit box, then you'll go back to your tuning setup. So hopefully that helped you out. If there's anything else you need to see, just let me know in the comments, and hopefully this can help you out, because it took me about an hour or so to get up to at least to this point. So if I can save you that time with only like a video under 10 minutes, hopefully that's something. So thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one.